If you were being robbed, why wouldn't you want to know it? Well, guess what? Most Americans are being legally taken advantage of, and they're taking half your retirement in fees. It's been known for decades, and here we're going to expose it, put it in front of you, and give you the simple solution. Get out of these plans. You're not contractually obligated to keep them, and it'll give you hundreds of thousands, not thousands, hundreds of thousands. Check this out.
That may not seem very much, right? You know, you've got $50,000 or $100,000, and okay, so you lose $500 or you lose $1,000 a year. That's what you would pay to a financial advisor, right? But if you add that up over 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years in a 401k plan, all of a sudden you're well into the six figures as your balance grows. And that's the difference between running out of money before you die or having a little money left to pass on to your...
What I have a hard time understanding is that 2% fee that I might pay to an actively managed mutual fund is going to really have a great impact on my future retirement savings.
Well, you have to rely on somebody to get out a compound interest table and look at the impact over an investment lifetime. Do you really want to invest in a system where you put up 100% of the capital, you the mutual fund shareholder, you take 100% of the risk, and you get 30% of the return?
A lot of 401k programs are lousy. The fund choices stink. The fees are outlandishly high. And in many cases, you can take two next-door neighbors, you know, living on Maple Street in any town, USA, and one person is paying 10 times as much to invest in a 401k as the other person.
To understand this fee business, I went to talk to someone who has thought long and hard about it. Jack Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, a company that offers some of the lowest fee products on the market. He says that if you want to improve your retirement outcome, make sure to minimize Wall Street's take.
Costs are a crucial part of the equation. It doesn't take a genius to know that the bigger the profit of the management company, the smaller the profit that investors get. The money managers always want more, and that's natural enough in most businesses, but it's not right for this business.
Bogle gave me an example. Assume you're invested in a fund that is earning a gross annual return of 7%. They charge you a 2% annual fee. Over 50 years, the difference between your net of 5%, the red line, and what you would have made without fees, the green line, is staggering. Bogle says you've lost almost 2/3 of what you would have had.
What happens in the fund business is the magic of compound returns is overwhelmed by the tyranny of compounding costs. It's a mathematical fact. There's no getting around it. The fact that we don't look at it, too bad for us.
You know what I found out over 30 years? People just can't believe that it's eating up that much. Even the reporter, Jack Bogle, started Vanguard. The guy's been investing for 60 years. And even when he said, well, yeah, if you charge a 2% fee, it takes 63% of your retirement. Even the reporter couldn't believe it. So he went to go to Chase. And the guy says, well, you'll see what he says. But look what the reporter finds out. Folks, you need to get out of these plans now.
A lot of people use a term like kickback because in some ways it's a legal kickback. There's nothing against the law about it, but it is a sort of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of arrangement. If you sell our funds, you will get a portion of the revenue we earn from selling them through you.
This is a kind of sub rosa part of this industry, and there's not a lot of information about it. But the fact of the matter is, as far as I know, that those kind of payments to brokers for distributing your shares has simply become part of the system. You know, the brokers are getting a little religion here. They're saying, why should I distribute your funds unless you pay me to? You get these big management fees. I want some of it. You're getting plenty.
I wanted to know how others would react to Bogle's claims. J.P. Morgan Chase offers more than 100 mutual funds that charge anywhere from less than half of 1% to more than 2.5% annually. I want to get your reaction to an example that Jack Bogle gave us, and that is that if you invest over a 50-year investing lifetime in a mutual fund, making 7% a year on average, but you're paying 2% in fee for that, that 2% will erode something like 2/3 of your gains.
So the lower fees relative to any given investment will always result in higher accumulation.
But is his example correct? I mean, it's shocking that you would be giving up 2/3 of
So I don't know the math behind the example.
But does it sound correct?
Citing it sounds high.
It had sounded high to me as well. So I took Bogle's advice, found a compounding calculator online, and used a simple example in order to isolate the effective fees. Take an account with a $100,000 balance and reduce it by 2% a year. At the end of 50 years, that 2% annual charge would subtract $63,000 from your account, a loss of 63%, leaving you with just a little over $36,000. Most investors are unaware of all the types of fees they're paying.
It's incredible. So you got to stop this from happening. They're doing it to you legally because you're not asking any questions. And for those of you with a pension, oh boy, check out the future episodes. They're in trouble too, big time. They're being taken advantage of, and the money's being taken out arbitrarily because they can do it. That's the reality. But stay tuned for that video. But check this out. What happens if you don't do anything about this, folks? You can stop this. Fill out a survey at the Legacy Protection Group. Keep on watching our videos. Share it with friends. Share it with everybody. Because we need to stop this. And the only way we can stop it is to take action. And you're not contractually obligated to keep these plans. You just got to move it and get out of them and put them into indexed accounts.
People like 42-year-old flight attendant Robin Geilinger. Geilinger says she lost pay, some benefits, and 30% of her pension.
Because of the bankruptcy, I have gone through great changes in the time I'm away from my family and the time that I have to put to make up for the difference in the loss of pay and benefits. In the late 90s, I was bringing, my yearly income was around $40,000. Now I am barely making in the low 30s, and I'm gone more. I'm gone a lot more.
And you're making much less?
Making that much less. And then having to put away for retirement now because we don't have the pension. That's an even greater strain on the income that comes in because I have to pay for medical and dental now.
You got cuts in pay, you got extra expenses for medical and dental, you got insecurity on your pension, and you're going to have to work more years.
More years, a lot more years. I'm going to have all that combined, yes.
I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean,
at times you have to hold back the tears.
What's the hardest thing?
Not knowing. The hardest thing is not knowing that I'll be able to retire at United. It's the hardest thing.
You mean not knowing if the company will be here?
That they will be here. Or not knowing if I'll be able to make the right decisions and be able to invest the ways that this new contribution plan is giving us, is not knowing.
So the uncertainty is really what's got you.
The uncertainty of not knowing where we're going, this is going to take us, this journey.